What's up, everybody? I don't know if you can hear my music in the background. It has this very eerie, dramatic fade. I don't own the rights to this music, but it's Brittany Howard. And the sound of it just made me feel very in my spirit right now. Also, I'm a little elevated with the quotation marks around it. So if you know what that means, you know what that means. I am glad to be here. I know I'm meant to be more consistent, and I think I have been. I've been off for about 2 weeks. I have another episode in the pipeline, and I'm going to put it out. I was just waiting for my previous guest to send me her stuff, and I think she did, but I can't find it, but whatever. And I went to Austin, Texas to commemorate the passing of one of my best friends, Tabitha O. Jackson. She passed away, 5 years ago. And I've been feeling so stressed out. And I keep forgetting that your body truly keeps score. And I'm like, why am I so anxious? Is it just because my cycle just went off? But then I realized I've had some heartbreaks, not just in the past, but I had some sad things happen that made me in my feelings. Just reminiscing about Tabs and my father, and also my auntie who passed away in 2020, and just constantly contemplating things that I can't control. But I know the one thing I can control is this podcast. And this is just thinking about it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So, because some people don't have any power over anything, and to have this power to be able to have people listen to me even when I'm rambling and just going through some nonsensical things. I've always wanted to be impactful and to be influential, but not in that weird way, like I just always wanted to be able to help people and influence people in the right way with love and kindness and humility, and just I'm growing in that, and I'm just hoping that whoever listens to this, first of all, hey, how you doing? And second, hey, I love you. And I feel like we don't, some people don't have families or, close friends who actually like to say the L word. But, if you're one of those people, even if you're not, just remember that somebody might need to hear I love you. And because the world is real hard. Like, I was listening to one of my other favorite podcasts, The Daily, and I was just listening just hearing about the updates that's going on with Ukraine and Russia, and I'm just like, God, I'm at work right now, and then there's literally a war going on in the other side of the country, of the world, not the country, excuse me, the other side of the world, and I am talking on my phone, listening to Brittany Howard, watching the sunrise at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just thankful and in awe of the duality of our worlds. How we can have such horrible things going on, but then there's so many people right now getting a chance to experience beautiful things. Experience love and sex and hate and passion and pain, but simultaneously we're all living just different lives. Like, I don't know, I'm elevated, y'all, so I get really thinky. And usually I talk to one of my friends or my cousins, and when I'm having these like super elevated thoughts, or I just lay in my bed watching the ceiling fan just go around and around and around, or just letting my thoughts just go out. Doing some visualizations and manifestations, baby. But I'm trying and I'm doing, and I'm happy and I'm sad and I can be depressed and excited. Like, the fact that our brains, you have to remember, our brains can feel multiple things at once. We can feel proud of ourselves and also disappointed at the same time, or excited about a new project, or admonishing ourselves because we didn't check that email on time, and we can feel so much. And I know there's a lot of people out there just feeling so much, but then they get caught up on the negative feelings. It's not that easy, but you can get caught in those big painful feelings and then still forget about that little eeks of joy that you can find in the simplest things. And I want that for everybody. Like, I've been working out for the last 3 months consistently. And as you may know, I've talked about consistency being one of the hardest things that I find, that the hardest things for me to complete, and following through. Like, I will start some shit and then I will stop some shit. But I'm promising myself at 36 years old, September 23rd, 2022, that I will continue to be consistent and work and continue following through, seeing things to the end. It's hard. I'm not going to be successful all the time, but I'm just going to be. Anyway, thank you for listening to me, y'all. I'm not even sure I'm going to even post this. I'm probably going to post it, because why not? You never know. Like, I feel like when I'm elevated, I'm feeling like vibrations in the universe. I am very woo-woo. Like, to those who listen to this, I'm very woo-woo without all of the all of the things that people do. Like, I feel like I present a materialistic mindset, but also deep down in my heart, I am like woo-woo as hell, like crystals. And I just Palo Santo my house and had the windows open just to let some fresh air in. And right now I'm just gazing at the sun, but not completely. And I'm just vibing, like I just feel a level of energy that's waving through me. And I'm like, I gotta ride this wave while this bitch is high, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what I was saying, because this is Cosigns and Tangents, so you know the drill. I'm on a tangent, baby. But I'm just, I'm feeling so many things. Like right now, the happiness is super loud. Like I can feel her. She's like, yeah, bitch. Or my inner child. And then like I can still hear the niggling sounds of, depression and anxiety. And I'm just like, hey, let's let happiness win today, right? But also some other things I want to talk about, because there's been so much going on since I haven't been posting. Like, the Queen of England died. Like, wow, she was 96. And the world's reaction was wild. Like, and I never really thought about her as the great colonizer until I started seeing people post about her and about how much of a colonizer she was. And I'm like, oh shit. I can honestly say I didn't really feel much about her one way or another. I loved her grandsons because Harry is fine, and he married him a little light-skinned black queen. So yeah, I'm down. And who didn't love Prince William when they were younger, in my age anyway. And growing up in this hyper patriarchal and white supremacist world, I was like, I want a knight in shining armor. I want to be a princess. I want to be taken care of. But now that I live in the real world and 36 and I'm decolonizing, I said it right, decolonizing my worldviews, I'm realizing that my skin that I am in is dope, and that I'm seeing the beauty in my bigness, beauty in my boldness, so much beauty in my blackness, and I'm just happy about it. So to just go back to the Queen of England, people were like upset but upset about her being a colonizer, and then people are upset that some people didn't recognize her humanity or her grandmotherness and yada yada yada. And I'm like, y'all can grieve as much as you want to and however you want to. And I wasn't mad about how people praising her for the things she did or how she represented England, and I wasn't mad at the people who were like, ding dong, the queen bitch is gone, I'm just like, I get it. I get both sides as a person who's lost, and I feel like other people who've grieved, maybe there was some level of sympathy, and then some of them probably didn't care. So I'm just like, rest in peace, Lady L. You left one hell of a fucking legacy, and maybe that's what it is. History can only repeat itself if we stay ignorant to it and if we let it. So I'm like, maybe her grandson, Prince William, the future king of England, will be better. Maybe he will apologize for the sins of his forefathers. Maybe he will return the stolen goods of Africans and other indigenous cultures and cultures of color. So maybe he won't, but maybe we should work on holding him and his legacy accountable to be better. So that's my hope. Like, I'm just like, I don't know, like, I hate sounding super optimistic, but I can't help it. Let me stop trying to be against my better nature. Just gonna go for it, Oh, something that I talked about previously on old episodes. I talked a lot about Sha'Carri Richardson, and your girl's coming on back. She had a rough time. She was in an abusive relationship, we later found out. She was I don't know if it was physically abusive, but it was definitely mentally abusive with her girlfriend at the time. And her mother died, and she was just going through a lot, and so I'm glad that she's fighting her way back up to that spot. I love a good redemption story. Just like, speaking of redemption, I love Tiger Woods' redemption arc, where he was not doing fabulously. I'm not going to pretend like I know tennis, but he wasn't doing fabulously, but he came back to win the Masters again after having back surgeries, infidelity scandals, alcoholism, I think maybe some drug abuse. I was just like, go boy, go, and I'm just happy for him. Oh, and then there's these videos. I'm on a tangent, so if you didn't know, hold up, buckle up, bitch. But his videos of his son, how he's watched his father so much that his mannerisms when he plays golf are just damn near identical, and I think that's beautiful. Like, watching him be a black father, and raising, a black son. He is a son. He is definitely of color. You could look at him, but he's definitely got some lightness in him. But anyway, speaking of sports people, sports ain't my jam, but I'm going to jiggle anyway. Serena Williams retired from tennis. Like, ma'am, like, I didn't realize how impactful seeing Serena and Venus Williams in my early childhood was. Like, watching, it's weird because now that I'm older, I am more cognizant of how there was a lot of erasure when it came to African Americans and black people, especially black women. Black women who have bigger bodies, queer black women, and queer black men. It's just like there was just so much erasure. But anyway, I am just so happy that she was part of my generation, and watching her as she and her sister just progressed up the ranks and just became some of the greatest athletes. And I know Serena bypassed her sister when it came to championships, but let's not even play. Like, we weren't even checking for Serena while Venus was out there. No shade, but come on now. It was all about Venus. So, and I love that she just gave her sister so much props in her maturation and making her the champion that she is now. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Like, so beautiful. I'm just getting chills thinking about how amazing their legacy will be. And just kind of mojito around, like, legacy is real. Like, either you can have a legacy of greatness and beauty and like becoming an icon, or you can have one of a colonizer. So pick one, you know. I think that ends my sports segment. You know, I will learn some more maybe. Nah, I'm not even gonna get into it because I don't even know nothing. I don't really care. Oh, well, I will say it. Nina Long's husband, who was a Celtics coach, is apparently in this cheating scandal, and I'm just like, okay. Just, I know cheating is wrong, and like right now, leading into music, Adam Levine has a cheating scandal or flirting scandal, and I'm just like, okay. Like, it's all a distraction. Like, me and my cousins and my cousin and my friends were talking about this when we were in Austin, Texas, how racism is a distraction. This is just another distraction I'm seeing. Like, once you open up your mind and start seeing this shit and like how tricksy everything is, you just like, okay, this is a distraction. I don't care. Like, whatever they do in the dark is what they have to deal with and the repercussions. So I don't really understand or give a fuck about people cheating on their spouses and because they're celebrities. I'm like, people do it every day. Are we checking the regular people who are cheating on their spouses? No. We just keep on going. So we're going to talk about this, then we need to talk about it as a whole and have real accountability. So anyway, music. Oh my gosh. I know I talked about Beyonce's album on my previous episode with Mr. Love Ballad, and it still got me in a chokehold. I ain't gonna lie, still got me in a full chokehold. Whenever I'm having a bad day, you best believe I'm gonna be like, Alexa, play Alien Superstar. Today, while I was working out, I was even like dancing, like I was like in my own music video. I didn't give no fucks. And that's what that album makes me feel like. She didn't give no fucks. She's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like house music, you finna like mine, you know what I'm saying? And then she's still giving a lot of her praise to that culture and that community. And I'm just like, I love it. Still got me in chokehold. It's my top 3 albums right now that you can see in my playlist. Well, not 3. Well, I'm sorry, 3. Beyonce, Lizzo's, and honestly, Meg Thee Stallion. Something about her album is just like I was banging to that bitch today on the way home, and I was just like, okay, I'm feeling this young hoe shit that she be putting on. But I also love her vulnerable song called Anxiety. Amazing, chef's kiss. Also, I've gotten into Alex Isley. I just heard about her this last weekend. I'm like, okay, I'm a fan. And I listened to a podcast, See the Thing Is, which is another one of my favorite podcasts. And they had an interview with her, and she was just amazing. Like, her voice is just, so good. And Ari Lennox came out with a new album, and I haven't been banging it too much. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still kind of in my Freedom, Break My Soul vibe, and my Special and my NDA Anxiety vibe. But definitely it was beautiful, like, because I had a breakup this year, so I'm kind of like not in my breakup mood. So I'm just feeling a little like, let's get it, let's be say in this motherfucker, you know. Hope that music ain't too loud. I don't care. Anyway, let's see. The Little Mermaid. I have to talk about The Little Mermaid because you may not know this, dear listeners, is at one point I had another podcast by the same name with my beautiful cousins, and I 2019 recorded 2 episodes, and it was great. We had fun, great conversation, beautiful conversation. I'm gonna have to find those so I can like play them, because they're definitely the conversations of my cousins that were warranted. But you can go back and kind of hear a little taste of it on the OG Cousins episode. And yeah, But anyway, so we on that OG episode we talked about Little Mermaid being black, and we were very excited about it. So I want to kind of bring it back to My Little Mermaid is black, and with Halle Bailey, and I had a whole emotional fucking reaction, just like a lot of black girls, black women did, and women of color. And I'm hoping like boys, I seen some boys too. And let me tell you, I am happy and also jealous because black girls won't have to imagine a space for themselves. You know, like we can see ourselves as president. We have a black Asian president, and we can see ourselves as whimsical characters on TV. And it's just, I'm so happy for them, but I'm jealous at the same time, just a little jealous. It's like the little voice. And trust me, the happiness outweighs it all. And of course there was hate, and a lot of people like, it's a fucking mythical fake creature. Why are y'all upset that she's black? And you know why? Y'all want to know why? It's because of slavery. Slavery. And if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, I equate everything that is truly wrong in our country. I relate it back to slavery and its social, economical, and cultural implications, and how it's shaped our culture, how it's shaped our community, how it's shaped our vocabulary, how it's shaped our religious beliefs. But anyway, so are you ready? All right, I'm gonna try to make this make sense. I realized this a couple of months or maybe a year ago, that there are some people who are white who are still hold racist beliefs, and when they look at a black person, they are not necessarily seeing the humanity of that person. And so just follow me. So what I mean by that is that as a black person, we've always known that white people were white people. You know what I'm saying? We've always known that there was something special about them. We also have known that there was something dangerous about white people. I grew up hearing white people. Sometimes white people just grow up hearing thugs, those blacks, those animals, and that is not so much the most humanizing terms. But we've always known that white people are white people. And growing up watching television, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was my favorite fucking show. Still one of my favorite fucking shows. And I had to imagine myself, like I still related to her because she was quippy. And I think a lot of my personality is really based off pop culture anyway. I'm rewatching a lot of like 90s shit, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, definitely my personality is shaped by television. And that is one of the reasons why I think white people don't want to be able to some the racist ones don't want to be able to see past the color of the individual, because in their eyes they don't want to be able to relate to us in a way, like, because I feel like if you see my humanity, then you really have to see your inhumanity and how racism and white superiority has affected people. It takes people out of their own selves. Now, as a black person, we've always had to wade in the waters of all the communities. We had to be able to observe our white counterparts. We always have to be able to observe the things around us and emulate and assimilate. And so, but with whiteness, white people can go their whole lives and not meet a black person until their adulthood. But as a white person, as a black person, we always have to traverse within white spaces, black spaces, and other spaces that are not necessarily comfortable to us. And just like many people of color, they have to do that. Whiteness has to exist while we walk within it. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm almost done. Been talking to you guys, gals, days and hays. Shooba doo boop boop boo doop doop days. I hope that's not offensive, so I'm sorry. I'm on a tangent. But anyway, if that made sense, definitely share, like, and react, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I just want everybody who listens to this to stay strong or be weak. Shit, whatever you got to do to survive, do it. As one of my friends, her name is T, she gave me this good quote because we were both going through a lot of mental health struggles at around the same time, and she told me, I don't know, I can't remember the name, so if y'all know, let me know. Don't be ashamed of the things you had to do to survive when it comes to your life, because you gotta live, right? You want to live. And so if you had to be sad, if you had to be weak, if you had to be a hoe, you know what, just long as you didn't hurt nobody and steal somebody's livelihood, I'll give those caveats. And sometimes you just kind of have to do what you got to do, but don't hurt nobody, and don't hurt children and animals and anybody. Just leave the vulnerable alone, and the old people. But anyway, y'all, I love y'all, and as always, this is your girl, Say No Wind, and I hope you have a beautiful, magnificent, fantastic life. Bye bye.